Now looking at the NSE 20 posting a 5.3% gain in April. Your thoughts on performance on the bourse?
A very good afternoon to you, Mashudu. Yes, over April, the NSE did gain quite a bit, and on the back of very good earnings results for companies that reported their earnings over the first quarter of the year. And unfortunately, it seems as if quite a number of profit takers are coming on board, and today we've seen that slight decline on the market. However, the April run, I think, was purely on the very good incomes and reports that came out for the first quarter of the year.
Talking on those results, we had a number of banks that did release results, KCB Bank, Equity and NIC Bank. Now, did those companies meet your expectations when it comes to those results that they did report?
Yes, I think most of them did keep quite a good pace in line with actual even growth from last year. KCB did posted phenomenal returns. Equity struggled to keep up with the last year's similar period earnings in terms of growth, but all in all, the NIC as well also posted very good growth, and I expect that the other financial companies, the banks, will also post very similar growth rates in terms of the profitability, because all in all, the element of the interest aspect as far as the rise in interest rates is concerned, I think that's yet to really rear its ugly head for the banking industry, and we're already seeing pressures for the interest rates to come down. So I think for the banks and the other financial institutions, the growth is still there.
Growth is still there within the banking sector. If you look at Kenya Airways, also due to release results, that rights issue closed on Friday. The company released some numbers on Monday, operating for the fourth quarter. It posted a 5.2% rise in quarterly passenger numbers, really helped by daily flights to South Sudan. What were some of the key highlights that you took out of those results that came out on Monday?
Well, yes, they did post out a good growth in terms of the fourth quarter of the operations. 5.2% growth in passenger numbers, about 4.5% growth in terms of cargo carriage. So with Kenya Airways, they are still on the spotlight as far as even the rights issue is concerned. But all in all, I think that the profit warning we had earlier in the year is really the thing to go by at this point, because it really gave us an indication that for the year ended 30th March, Kenya Airways is likely to post a substantial decrease in terms of profitability, and the guiding figure there was about 25% from the management. So all in all, Kenya Airways, I'm looking at it in a very cautious manner over this period.
Looking at a change of guard at East African Breweries, that incoming CEO is no stranger to the industry. He joined Diageo in 1999. Your thoughts on the move and what direction EABL could perhaps take under his guidance?
Well, the outgoing CEO actually unfortunately has not had the good time to kind of see through a few product additions on as far as the product array for East African Breweries is concerned. Key among them is a brand by the name of Snap. Now, so the incoming CEO will have the task of really seeing to it that this kind of additions are really taken on by the market and really add on to the company's growth and profitability. So I look at it in terms of a required increase in term and consolidation of the group's activities, with in mind the various operations that have come in over the past year and regionally. That is the kind of wars East African Breweries has been fighting with its big competitor in the region. So for the incoming CEO, quite a big task at hand, but I think the gentleman is quite capable of the task.
Looking at those inflation numbers that came in below expectation, sitting at 13.03 in April, its lowest level since May 2011. What did you make of those results, and what type of impact could they possibly have on the MPC's decision tomorrow?
Well, I did take those inflation numbers very positively, and I think the central bank will and the MPC will actually look at these numbers and hand the market, or rather the Kenyan economy, a bone in terms of possibly giving a rate cut. Now, those inflation numbers, looking at them generally, we saw increases all around as far as the index components are concerned, with the only exception being the communication sector, the communication component of the CPI index, which actually was just flat. Otherwise, we saw increases all around. And now we are now getting news that the Communications Commission of Kenya is set to come into the market and actually reduce the interconnection tariffs further. So that should, moving forward, have a positive impact, at least as far as the CPI is concerned. But jumping over to the MPC and the CBK aspect as far as the interest rates are concerned, I think that although we had expected the cuts to begin the second half of the year, that the inflation numbers released really do give a good cause for the MPC to, at the very least, cut the base interest rate by at least 100 basis points.